Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live streaming. We have a little bit of high impact news coming out in about 10 minutes, and we'll just see how that affects the movement of the currencies and commodities in today's U.S. session. The U.S. session opened about 45 minutes ago, and the Wall Street stock market will open in about another 40 minutes or so. We do have this high impact news, and I'd like to come on here and just share my charts with you. So we'll go over to the charts now. And we were looking at the DXY, which has been up to 104 yesterday. On Friday that was, got up to 104 and then fell back down. And then it fell down a little bit more on Monday, yesterday, but now it's making a big move back up. So we're likely to go back up to 104. And you see all these big bullish candles here, and that's putting pressure on gold. So gold is already heading down. I'll just switch over to the gold. That means the major pairs will be bearish against the US dollar. As the US dollar continues to gain strength, I'll just zoom in a little bit here, and you can see over the last 3 weeks or so, we just continue to see strengthening of the US dollar. And of course, that puts pressure on gold and the major currency pairs like the euro, the AUD, the New Zealand, the pound, etc. Here we are with gold. Already dropped down to 1914 a little bit earlier in this session. Pulling back a little bit now, but it looks like we have broken above. If you watch my video from Sunday, you remember I said this is the zone that we need to be watching for, around 1918, 1920, right in this zone here. And if we can close above that, then it's likely that gold might be able to move higher. But this is a very, very tight zone here. It's in this range now. And I told you I expected gold to be trading between this range here between 1918, 1920 and down even to 1900, or maybe even down to 1895. And that looks like that's what we're going to be seeing. It's in the, got up to 1925, almost 1926 earlier today, but now it's fallen down dramatically. And you see on the 4-hour chart, we're looking at a doji there in the previous 4 hours. I'll just go over to the 1-hour chart. And let's see what we've got here on the 1-hour chart. Yeah, you see, made a good move up during the Asian Pacific session, went sideways during the London session, and now starting to fall down. From the London session and the beginning of the U.S. session, with the bears really have taken over control. After yesterday's session, it looked like briefly anyway, that we might see a bullish run. The bulls trying to get control, the buyers trying to take over, but they were unsuccessful, and it closed back down around our 1918, 1920 zone right in here, and then tried to make another move up today. But again, in the later sessions, we're starting to see the bears having complete control. So we could likely see, as the dollar continues to strengthen, that puts more pressure on gold. So we're likely to see gold to maybe even drop down to lower prices, maybe down around, where's 1900? There's 1895, 1896. All right, where we did get to last week. All right, we were way down there and not far away from that now. So let's see what the news is doing. We've got another 5 minutes before the news comes out. Let me go back to my 4-hour chart. And I'll even, let me make sure I'm, still sharing my screen. I'm using this new live streaming software, so a little bit unfamiliar with all of the bells and whistles. Get rid of that guy and get rid of this guy. And I just want to put another line there at 1900. That's our strong psychological support. So there we are at 1900, where it bounced off of, broke a little bit below that for a few days, and then came back above. So what we're looking at here is our our support now, 1918, 1920, right in here. And today's U.S. session will determine whether or not this is going to continue to be support, or it's going to change and become resistance. But if we should start to fall down, then 1900 is not very far away. That's only 180 pips, and $18 move. That's not very big for gold. You see, just last week we had a move from 1900 all the way up to 1918 in just 1 4-hour candle right there. 1 4-hour candle. It moved $18, so it can easily move all the way back down in one session. Now we do have some news coming out in about another 4 minutes. And then again, in 1 hour from now, 1 hour and 4 minutes from now, there is more news. Let me just switch over to the news, and let's let you have a look at that. Okay, make sure I'm sharing that on my screen. There you go. You can see the news. This is investing.com. I like investing.com because when the data comes out, it's instantaneous, and you'll see it immediately. And here we are with some unusual news. This is not a regular item here that we've been seeing as a high impact item, but this is a S&P /CS HPI composite. And if the actual is greater than forecast, and it has been for the last 3 weeks, then that will be good for the US dollar and put more pressure on gold. Then the more important ones is the consumer confidence and the job openings. And both of those items will come out in 1 hour and 3 minutes from now. So those are two real important items that we're watching for. I don't know that we'll get much impact from this first item that we have coming in a couple of minutes, but we'll just wait and see. So go back to the daily chart and let you see my daily chart there. What I'm moving aside, there's the calculations that I do on the daily chart to determine if it's bearish or bullish. And right now on the daily chart, gold is actually neutral, which means it can go either direction. So you see what we've got here is 5 days in a row that is staying right around this 1918 zone. 5 days in a row. It couldn't break above it 5 days ago. And then we got a small doji there, and almost another doji there. And then on yesterday, a little bit of movement from the bulls. And then today, mostly bearish, but staying right around this 1918, 1920 zone. And if you watch my video from Sunday, that's what I said I expected to see, that we would stay between this zone here where we are now and down between 1900. I expect that we're going to trade in this range this week until we have the non-farm payrolls, which is on Friday, the first Friday of the month, which is the 1st of September this week. This Friday is the first Friday of the month, and so we have non-farm payrolls. And so everybody will be watching for that. Then we're likely to get a move either up or a move either down. People ask me, what do you think gold's going to do? Well, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down eventually. Sometimes it will go sideways, and we're just getting this what's called a consolidation here. And we're about 1 minute and 15 seconds from the news. Just getting this consolidation here. And then we're going to see whether or not we have a catalyst to take it to higher prices or down to lower prices. And I expect we are going to see that we will come back down to this 1900 this week. Or at least we're going to be trading in this range right here. This is looking at the daily chart. So let me go back to the 1 hour chart. That's the 4-hour chart there. Let me just share this one with you. This is the 4-hour chart. Let me just change that back to 1 hour. In fact, let me put that on 15 minutes. That's where you see more price action. I'll put that on 15 minutes. Oh, a little bit of a move up there in the last few minutes. And we have just a few seconds, 20 more seconds. So I'm going to go over to the news and see what we've got there. Let's just watch that data come out while I take a drink of my coffee here in Starbucks. And 3, 2, 1, and it's good as it has been for the last 3 weeks. So this is 4 weeks in a row. And let's just go back to the 1 hour, 15-minute chart. And yeah, so that's not really a big impact news item. I don't think I've ever seen that one before, actually. I don't know why it's showing up as a high impact news item, but the news was good. The actual was greater than forecast, so that's likely to push gold down. But really, we're waiting for the 9 o'clock news, 9 o'clock p.m., 9 p.m. in Asia. I don't know where you are, but 9 p.m. in Asia, that's 1 hour from now. If you live in Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, that's 9 p.m. where I live. And that's the two items there that will be really, really important and likely to be a catalyst for gold to either move further down or to try and move back up. Okay, so I just had a little look at the news. That's all I wanted to check in with you here and share my analysis with you. If the news comes out in an hour from now and it's good for the U.S. economy, then that means we'll have pressure on gold, and also the major pairs will continue to be bearish against the U.S. dollar, which they have been for several weeks now. And we'll just wait and see one more hour before that news comes out. And don't forget that if you want to join my line group, you can scan this QR code and join my official line group where I post my weekly analysis. I post occasional trade setups during the week if I have one. I also post about the news, and that will keep you updated with Forex. And you can message me in that group if you want to. So it's absolutely free, no obligation, and you're welcome to join. There's several hundred people in the group already, and if you want to join that, feel free to do so. Okay, I hope you have a good session of trading this Tuesday, and I will see you again on the next live stream. This is Rick Ray signing out. Bye-bye.